Hello again, part 2 of my swing analysis of a student, Chen Chun Ren on the left, and on the right Aaron Badley from Australia. What we did notice from this particular student from the down the line view is he had a real issue with lack of correct rotation within his golf swing. His upper body and lower body are not rotating correctly, therefore he has to make a series of compensations to hit the golf ball. Now initially here at address, I would suggest that his stance is a little bit too narrow for a full swing that he's attempting to make. I would say that his ball position is perhaps a little bit further behind the centre than I would like. We can see that his spine has got some evidence of tilt away from the target, which is very important that you have that spine tilt. A lot of golfers don't have that. His head is set mostly behind the ball. You can see here his left eye is sort of over the golf ball. His hands are set slightly forward of the ball. So there's a few things here at the setup we could improve on. Okay, let's run this back swing and let's look at how he initiates the takeaway. And what I'm noticing here is that of course the golf club is moving, but there's really not a lot of evidence of the upper body. The chest, the shoulders and the arms are not moving very much, very little in fact. So this takeaway is dominated with the hands. As he gets a little further into his backswing, you see here he's reached parallel to the ground quite early. His left hand, and he just slightly gone past his right leg. Now if you take a look at Aaron on the right, you see more evidence of a nice one-piece takeaway that most of the good players are doing, and they're using the upper body to rotate the chest, shoulders, arms all together. Very little use of the hands or wrist in the early part of the backswing. And you'll see here when Aaron reaches parallel to the ground, there's been literally more body rotation, and the arms have progressed further into the backswing. So the student on the left has got more of a hand and wrist takeaway and is lacking a little bit of rotation with the body. So let's continue a little further, and you'll see that this club is already set up at approximately 90 degrees and still not a lot of evidence of upper body rotation. Virtually no lower body rotation due to the fact there's no real turn in the upper body. And you'll notice that when the tour player on the right sets the club at 90 degrees, he's certainly turned significantly more with the upper body and a little bit of turn in the lower body as well. And also this left arm and shaft have set up at 90 degrees a little bit later into the backswing, getting more towards the top of the backswing. Well, certainly the left arm has gone past parallel to the ground. Continuing through to the top of the backswing for the student on the left, you'll notice here a very low right elbow. You don't see that with Aaron. His right arm is still above the left, which is something that I like to teach. Now the player on the left is approaching the top of his backswing. He's still got virtually no lower body turn. And when I asked him a series of questions, he'd been told previously that he should keep his lower body very, very still, just rotate the upper body, but in reality he's not really rotating the upper body either. He's just using his arms to create this backswing. Not a very powerful way to play golf. Now he hasn't completely finished his backswing yet. He still want to get this club further back, so he sort of keeps going with his arms. He does obviously have some turn or evidence of turn here now, where he's had turned his chest. The hips have rotated a little bit, but you'll notice unfortunately he's leaning a little bit to his left. You notice he's not turned behind the ball very well, as Aaron here has on the right. He's turned more above the ball, or even a little bit in front of the golf ball. Not an ideal situation to be in at the top of the backswing. See, the straight in of the right leg tends to push the body towards the target. Alright, now let's take a look at what he's going to do in the downswing. How he starts this downswing. Again, more evidence of the arms and the hands and the club starting the downswing as he did with the backswing. I would say an inactive body and overactive arms, and you can see here his shoulders again involved now. But the lower body is more of a follower than a leader in this golf swing. Generally speaking, all good players will lead their downswing from the lower body. The upper body would follow the lower body, and the arms in turn would follow the chest, pulling the club down to the golf ball. So I don't see a lot of evidence here of lower body lead. I see this is more of an upper body lead. Alright, you'll see the impact position is quite poor, where his left arm is bent. A lot of golfers call this a chicken wing position. The club shaft has gone past his left arm, at or just after impact. The left wrist sort of breaks down. He's very narrow through this post-impact position versus the tour player on the right. So generally speaking, this golfer has got some issues with his body. He's not using his body in the correct method. He's dominating his swing more with his arms and his hands. He's turning in front of the golf ball. He's not loading up behind the golf ball as I'd like to see him do, and starting the downswing with the upper body, that chest and the arms, sort of throwing the club down towards the ground. You can see the very late sort of back up of the head to try to get the head behind the ball, but it's a bit late by that stage. You'll notice that the left wrist breaks down through impact here, the left elbow bends. For those of you out there who have a bent left elbow at impact, which is all too common, it's generally because the left wrist is bent and therefore the right wrist is flat. Quite opposite to what you see with a good player, with the left arm is extended through impact due to the left wrist being flat and the right wrist arched back this way. Anyway, that's his first lesson. We've gone on to make some progress since then, and things are going well. Thank you.